my name is Samar. I also go by Sam or First Time Panner. Any of those you want to call me, you can. Today I'll be doing another lip swatch video, and this will be the, not any specific line, I'm already rambling, but it'll just be all the MAC lipsticks that I own in my collection, which is 3, 6, 9, 11. I recently bought a few MAC lipsticks from both the MAC website and from Ulta. So I just thought, you know, I may as well swatch them all. Some of them are newer, some of them are not new at all. Actually, one is a discontinued shade and I don't think it's coming back, so sorry about that, but it's actually like one of my favorite shades, so I wanted to swatch it anyway. But yeah, that's why I'm not wearing anything on my lips other than lip balm right now. So I'll be doing lip and hands or arm swatches for all of them, and then I'll also do swatches in different types of lighting. So I'm just taking off my lip balm, and I think I'm gonna start with, I bought 3 of the like new reformulated Luster Glass lipstick, or is that what it's called? Yeah, these are called Luster Glass lipsticks. I think previously they might have just been called Luster, because I do have one lipstick here that just says Luster. But I'm gonna start with these because they're the least likely to stain my lips, and they're gonna be the easiest to get off. These Luster Glass lipsticks have a sheer kind of balmy formula, so they all do have pigment and you can see the shade differences between them, but they definitely will not build past, like, I would say a medium sort of coverage as far as pigment. So just know that going into this, but I really love these, especially for someone, you didn't ask. I'm just gonna start putting lipstick on, but I work very long hours in the lab, and it's usually a very dry, cold environment where my lips get chapped very, very easily, and I'm not allowed to apply cosmetics in the lab, so I want something that's going to be very comfortable that I can wear on my lips for a very long time, and something that once it starts fading away, it's not going to fade all patchy. So this is what a few layers of the shade, this has just been terrible already, I'm talking while I'm applying. This is the shade I Deserve This. That's a few layers built up, and this is what it looks like on my lips. This one might be my favorite out of all of the Luster Glass lipsticks that I have, just because it has a very, even though it looks pretty warm on my hands, it has a very slight pink undertone, so it kind of just goes with the natural color of my lips a little bit better. Next is Can't Dull My Shine. This is what it looks like on my hand. Again, it's a few layers built up, and this one is definitely a lot more of a true warm brown. And I think I'll start with just like one layer so you can see what that was maybe like 1.5 layers, but this is what it looks like just on its own, but you can build them. This is what it looks like with about 3 layers on my lips. So again, it's not going to be the most pigmented, bold lipstick you've ever had, but I do like that you can wear these sheer or you can build them up a little bit. And I just really love the formula, it's so comfortable. Finally, for the new reformulated Luster Glass, I have the shade Uncensored, which looks like this swatched. It is the deepest shade, but again, because they're so sheer, you really can build them. So I'll just build it up a little bit on my hand. So it's not going to be extremely deep, so if you're worried about that, don't be, but also this would look good on deep skin tones as well. And I think this one came out with like 2 other shades in a nude collection for the Luster Glass lipsticks, but you can buy this on its own. And if you're wondering, I'm just looking in my mirror that's below me. This is the shade Uncensored. Of course, because this is the deepest one, it can look a little bit patchy if you don't kind of build it up. At least on my bottom lip, I always get patchiness for like either super sheer or really dark lipsticks, and this kind of is both, just because my lower lip is a lot lighter. But once I get enough on and I kind of like rub my lips together, that pretty much goes away. So again, that's what it looks like. I really love this color. I mean, I wouldn't have bought it if I didn't, but you get what I'm saying. Then I have one of their old lipsticks, which is called their Luster lipstick. So I think it's just the original Luster Glass formula. This is in the shade Spice It Up, which looks like this. And I actually bought this when it was on clearance. So to be honest, I don't know if you can still get this anymore. I haven't checked because I already own it. But this is what it looks like swatched. It's a sheer, slightly warm, kind of like muted red. And I'll start with one layer and then I'll build it up. This is what it looks like with just one layer. I personally like to build it up because I don't really like reds on myself unless it's like a deep bold red, which is actually what I was wearing this morning with this plaid shirt. This is what it looks like with about 3 layers, and I definitely like it a lot better when it's built up. But I feel like I've seen this shade on so many different skin tones when I originally bought it, and it looked so different on everyone. So yeah, sorry, I just don't know if this is available or not anymore. But this is what it looks like. One that I know is not available anymore at all, which makes me so sad because this is like my favorite MAC lipstick shade. It's the shade DGAF, which stands for something that I'm not gonna say on my channel. But this is what it looks like. I can never describe the shade. It's like a warm brown, but it has a bit of murkiness. So I feel like it even looks good with cool tones if you pair it with like, you know, a grungy cool tone look. I just love this shade so much. I feel like it goes with almost everything. But this is in the Love Me lipstick formula, which should totally be brought back. I used to have a red in this in the shade E for Effortless, but I gave that one to my grandma. And now I kind of wish I had it back, but it's in a better home. This is what the lipstick looks like with just one layer. It is so pretty. But I'm gonna build it up with a second layer. This is what it looks like with 2 layers. I just love this so much. Like, if you didn't know, I'm a project planner, and this has never even been in a project, but I've already used a good amount of this. I'm really gonna miss it when it's gone. But this is the Love Me lipstick, which is a satin formula. In the shade DGAF. Then I have a little mini in their new reformulated Maximal Satin formula, and this is the shade Paramount, which is like a, I'm very bad at describing colors, but I would say this is like a muted wine. I'll just show you what it looks like on my lips. But this is what it looks like with one layer. I might not have done the best job at applying this one, but when MAC said their new formula was one swipe pigment, they were not lying. I do not build this up when I wear it. I only put one layer and then I'm done. This tiny tube is going to last me probably as long as like one of these tubes will, just because even though there's like not much product, you barely need any for one coat. And I don't know, I've been kind of obsessed with this shade since I first saw it. I don't know if this is a new shade or if it existed before MAC reformulated, but I love it so much. But now I am starting to feel these lipstick tug a little bit at my lips, so I'm gonna definitely have to put a lip treatment on my lips after this. But I'm gonna keep going. Next is a Powder Kiss lipstick. This is the only Powder Kiss that I currently have in my collection, and it's in the shade Turn to the Left. And Powder Kiss was not reformulated, so this is just the original formula, and this is what it looks like. So the Powder Kiss is very similar to, if you remember, the Bite Beauty lipsticks, they're matte lipsticks. It's basically the exact same thing, where it kind of looks a little bit patchy, but that's because I think they're supposed to not look patchy, but look very kind of like blotted and barely there and matte, like you were wearing a matte lipstick and then just like kept dabbing at your lips because you were eating. I think that's kind of the goal of this lipstick formula, but I don't know. If anyone knows better, you can educate me in the comments. And here's one layer of Turn to the Left. Again, on me, it's patchy, which is why for these lipsticks, including my Bite Beauty ones that I still have, they're very old, I always build them up with at least 2 layers, so that's what I'll do now. This is what it looks like with the second layer. So again, it's just a like medium deep neutral brown, I would say. Depending on your undertone, I feel like this lipstick could really shift in undertone, like whatever your skin tone brings out. But I think this would be a really great kind of like, I don't know, going out to dinner on a weekday lipstick. That's what I envision in my head. I just got a little bit in my mouth and it tastes very sweet, kind of like that vanilla scent. But I think this goes very well with my shirt. If I wasn't already wearing a red lip that I'm trying to pan this month, I would definitely wear this out today. Finally, I have 3 Maximal matte lipsticks, which is the reformulated matte MAC lipstick. I don't really know like what the difference is other than the like one swipe pigment thing. I personally don't see a difference, except for the tube size is definitely bigger. This is the old matte formula, which I'll swatch after, and this is the new one. So the bullets are definitely bigger, even though like the new luster gloss and the old luster are like not really different at all, except it's shinier. I'll start with the shade Iconic Photo in the Maximal Matte formula, and this shade is so beautiful. It's like a mid-tone, very warm, kind of not toasty, but just like very fall-esque autumnal lipstick. I'm just gonna put it on. I'm not good with my words. And here it is with only 1 layer, and yeah, I don't need to put any more on. I think this is so pretty. When I first saw this, I was like, this is the perfect, very warm yet not orange brown lipstick. I'm so excited to wear this fall season. If the weather would just change already. Like, I'm wearing this plaid shirt, this long sleeve, but it's way too hot to be wearing this today. But I am so happy that I got this. This was actually the shade that prompted me to make my MAC order. Shout out to Jo, because she's the one who told me about it. I was watching her lip swatch video and I was commenting on a different warm brown, and she was like, girl, I think if you like that one, I think you'd like this one better. And she was right. So shout out Jo. Anyway, moving on, because this video is about to be half an hour. This is also in the Maximal Matte formula. This is the shade Truth Be Untold. And it was a struggle getting this lipstick, let me just tell you. First, here's what it looks like on my lips. So it's just a like straight, at least on me, medium neutral brown, like perfect for every day if I'm trying to wear a bold lip, like bold in pigment lipstick. But oh my goodness, I had to order this 3 times. First, the order wasn't going through, and then the second time they sent me an old one from the return. This is Ulta, by the way, not MAC. They sent me an old one from the return center that was already damaged. I was like, why would you send me this? And then I had to go in store and swap it out, and then they forgot to actually swap it, so I like didn't even get any points for it, and I had to call customer service 3 times to get it fixed. Then finally, in the Maximal Matte formula, I have the shade Antique Velvet. Look at this. When I first saw this, I was just browsing the website, as I should never do, but I always do. And this was not even on my radar. And I was only trying to shop for browns because 90% of the time I'm just wearing brown lipstick anyway. But I saw this shade swatched on the models. It looks so beautiful. It's like this deep purpley, like purple toned wine. I describe everything as wine. But it's such a beautiful shade, and it's definitely like a deeper color that I would only wear on specific occasions, but I feel like I just needed to have it. Here is that shade on my lips. It's so pretty. I did not do a good application, so don't judge me. I don't have a lip liner and I'm just trying to do this quickly, but I just think it's so pretty. I did have to do an extra layer on like the inner part of my lips, like, you know, where your lips are just a little bit more wet and lipstick doesn't like to stick as much, which is the same thing that was happening with that Powder Kiss lipstick. It's always just like on the inner part of my lips. So I can't say exactly one swipe pigment for this. I think it is because it's a deeper shade, but I was able to get a perfect pigment wise application after just putting a little bit extra on the inner part of my lips. So I love this so much. It is so pretty. I think I'm gonna wear this a lot in the winter. Okay, my upstairs neighbors just started vacuuming, so I'm gonna get through this one really quickly, but I think it's the one that everyone and their mother has already seen. Oh, they stopped. No. Okay, this is the matte version of the shade Whirl, and this was like what really got me into MAC lipsticks. I was a teenager. This was like, I think before the shade was super popular. My mother's friend got it for me for my birthday, even though I was like not back then not into makeup. I'm glad she did though, because this became one of my favorite lipsticks ever. It is so pretty. It's like a pink tone brown that pretty much just looks good with anything, and I can put a gloss on top and it still looks good. But I'm just gonna put it on my lips, and it might be just because this is the like most nude shade that I've put on my lips so far, but I feel like that's one swipe pigment. I'm not gonna put another layer, but I don't know if you're seeing what I'm seeing, if you get what I'm saying, like this is just so beautiful. I love it so much. I've gone through, this is my third tube of this actually. I went through an entire tube and then I nearly finished a second tube, but I just brought it into back to MAC so I could get a fresh tube because that one was like super old. So this is my third tube of this. I feel like I've already made a bit of a dent in it, and I will definitely be repurchasing this until MAC doesn't make it anymore, which I hope is never. That's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if there are any other shades that you really think I should get, because honestly, even though I have way too many lipsticks, I'm open to it. I've had my eye on the shade Cream in Your Coffee for like 3 years now, and it now comes in a mini, so I'm debating it. I don't know. But anyway, I'll just see you in my next video. And until then, I hope you have a great day. Bye.